Hey, Mark. Thank you
Hey,
for
Jerry.
taking the time for this quick little interview today. And also thank you for offering to do a team retrospective with the winners of our Ting Racing Challenge and also offering two copies of your newest book, The Scrum Master Journey, to our winners. For the winners and also our other followers to better get to know you, I have four questions for you today.
hmm
And yeah, I'd say let's just jump right in. Um, the question number one I have for you is about 2 years ago, as almost all of us did, you probably had a rapid increase in using virtual meeting platforms. Um, which communication barriers or issues did you encounter initially when using virtual settings or meeting spaces, and how did you deal with them?
Yeah, I think the biggest issue, especially in the beginning, was people not using the webcam or not even maybe having a webcam. And so it was especially the first training. Sometimes I was just sitting in front of the computer speaking into the dark because nobody was visible. And how did I deal with that? I think over time, people got more and more open for starting the webcam. So one thing I always did is I had my webcam always on. So just to be an example, right, to the others. So leading by example in the end. And nowadays, it's usually not a problem that people turn the cameras on in trainings.
Yeah, yeah, I encountered the same thing in uni, for example, and yeah, most of the time when people did not have their cameras on, um, it was not nearly as engaging as it was when people had their cameras on. Okay,
Mhm.
second question: what can the winners of our Team Racing Challenge expect from the retrospective with you?
That's a pretty good question. In the end, it's more or less up to the winners, because in the end, the only thing I do is I prepare the boundaries of the retrospective. I bring in some cool tools and activities, and then it's up to the attendees of retrospective to bring in their topics and to make it a great retrospective in the end. So I will give everything I have in facilitating that we get great results, but without the great content from participants, it will get difficult. But I'm quite sure that we will have a fun retrospective with lots of energy and hopefully great results in the end.
Yeah, I think that's very good because I think we have very different people participating, and um, anybody could win. So not having
Sure.
so many boundaries on what exactly you'll be doing is probably a good thing. Um, okay, now I don't know if this is a personal question or a book question, but I was asking myself when you started writing books, what was your initial approach? And what was your biggest growing pain?
So I think writing a book was always on my list to think of things to do before I die, I would say. So I always wanted to write a book, and the first book was about retrospectives. That's maybe well, I'm still a big fan. I'm really passionate about retrospectives, and so one of the things about writing a book is the learning journey you do on yourself, right? You think in the beginning you have everything in your head, but in the end you find out are there lots of blank spots you still have to discover while writing the book, learning about yourself, bringing things really on paper, what you're really doing, because you didn't really think maybe about some of the things you're doing. And so at the end of the book, you always grow in how you yourself do retrospectives or do the things you describe in the book. So it's always some kind of a growing journey. And the biggest growing pain is when you have to read your text again and again and again and again because you have to get all the errors out and commas are missing or stuff like that. Especially in the first book, it was really a pain in the ass, I would say.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah, I know that. I think from doing videos as well. At some point, when you see something for the, I don't know, 100th time, and you're trying to find out what is there that's maybe missing, or what can you still change. It's hard to see it because you've seen it so many times.
yeah.
Okay, and the last question is about your book, and it is why did you decide to write the Scrum Master journey, and what does the book mean to you now that it's finished?
So, Scrum Master Journey, unfortunately, only available in German so far, but a plan is to also write an English version this year. So the idea, I truly believe that the tool set of a Scrum Master is really big. For me, the job of Scrum Master is really like it's a full-time job. Some people still think it's not. But of course, if you only invite for meetings and that's the whole thing you do as a Scrum Master, then of course it's not full-time. But the whole tool set of how to work with teams, how to resolve conflicts, how to facilitate that the team can get to results in the end, how to introduce psychological safely, how to help teams to cope with change. And I truly believe that we need more people who are able to do that because there will be lots of change in the future. For example, some really bad things happening like climate change. We need to resolve that one. There will be lots of change going on all around the world, and the skill set that you learn as a Scrum Master, I think, is something you can use in any of these situations. Even maybe the role is not named Scrum Master, maybe it's Agile Master, maybe it's Change Agent, maybe even Project Lead, whatsoever. That's why I truly believe we need more awesome, great Scrum Masters. And it's not enough to just have your 2 or 3 day certification training because that's only the starting point. And then you're going on a journey, and that's what a book is about. So the book is about how to really help you to grow on your journey, give the right tools, and become a great Scrum Master in the end.
Interesting. I'll see if I have the time to get around to reading it. I think definitely our winners can look forward to reading it and to a very fun retrospective with you. Thank you again for taking the time. And
Thank you for inviting me.